Hey friends, welcome back. I got another podcast for you, episode. I don't really have a name for this at this point. Well, I guess I did at one point. They're just kind of sporadic, whatever. I thought I'd kind of give you a story, I guess, tell you why I became a Funko Pop fan. Some of you be maybe new to the channel and you're wondering why I put out so many Funko Pop stuff. Well, not too many, but I just like to. I'm not one of those guys that gets like tons of pops, like Top Pops, for example, on YouTube. He's like, he's probably got like thousands of pops. It's a little much, I think, but whatever fits his style, right? But I thought I'd just tell you like why I'm into these and like how I got into it. It's kind of like a joke, to be honest. Well, it was supposed to be a joke at first. I have around like 45 pops now, which doesn't sound like that much, but they take up a lot of space. I decided to film a little bit differently, but for this one, because they're right here. Sadly, I can't show you all of them like at once, because they're all just like a big stack and threatening to fall on me every night. But yeah, at first I remember like 5 or 6 years back. I never intended to get any pops like at all. Mainly because I mostly you know I buy a lot of Lego. I mean, a lot of Lego. And that takes up a lot of my a lot of the budget, normally. And obviously I can't store all of the sets, right? Hopefully this is correct. Hopefully you can hear me too, because the last time I tried this something went weird. But we're working with what we got as this fails. Um but yeah, so I collect a lot of Lego. That's like the main thing. That's always gonna be the main thing. But I've been starting to collect some other things here and there, like some artwork here and there, and movies and Blu-rays. I think I'm still gonna get Blu-rays. Probably DVDs, not as much. Um, I'm thinking of doing like maybe rebuying my favorite movies like on DVD to start with. Not because I want to get extra copies, because I want to have the cases, and that'll be its own video of like my journey to that. But yeah, I collect a lot of physical stuff, and Funko Pops are one of those things. And originally, I was way against it. I'm like, no, I can't. I don't have any room. I don't have the money at the time, and I can't do the Funko Pop stuff. They're super popular, right? Pun intended. But it's one of those things where you have to think: do you have the money? And first of all, do you have the space? Because it's a like you see here, it takes up a lot of space. A lot of the section of this area is dominated by pops, which I'm not one of those guys that gets every single pop. I mean, come on, that's a little ridiculous. That's a little much. I get it. If you want to get like for example, the Venom 3 pops come out and you could get that whole wave, that's great. But for me, I don't see the point. Like unless I'm reviewing the whole wave, that makes sense. The closest thing I have to the a full Funko Pop wave is the Ghostbusters. I think it's the 2019 re-releases. They're based on the Ghostbusters 1, which I really love. Ghostbusters 2, I think, needs more love. I love that film. But yeah, I'd like to see pops based on that. But anyway, I have the four guys. I've got Slimer. I just need the library ghost. That's like the only one I need from that initial first wave. Otherwise, I've got them all. If I can find the library ghost, I will. Regardless, that's like the closest to a wave I have. Cuz I just you there's no space for all these waves. Like for me at least. 'Cause I have a small room, right? So it's I don't know. Just something to keep in mind. But yeah, essentially I was against it for the longest time, mainly because I don't know, because I saw Lego as that's my main thing, hobby, right? So to go away from that was a little bit weird for me, out of my comfort zone, I guess. So yeah, I wasn't feeling the Funko Pops at the time. I've always known that they're very popular. They're very loved. They're very celebrated. People are very obsessive with the Funko Pops, which is fair because they're great. and I'm kind of an obsessive person, just in general about everything. We'll get to that in its own video. But yeah, I'm a big fan of them now. The reason I started to collect them is kind of on accident. So my dad, I remember like 5 or 6 years back, when we first moved here, I got like the four Ghostbusters as Christmas gifts, and actually, I think, yeah, I got those four, and that was kind of it for me. So I had all four of the guys. They're great pops. I've done a video on them for sure, and or have done. Sorry, and I was thinking, I since I really love these pops, I wonder what else that they have. And there's like thousands of characters that they've got, like freaking anime. You got like the Matrix, um, like Spider-Man. The latest, some of the latest ones, like I don't know, Wicked, Sonic the Hedgehog, um, Venom, like legitimately Goosebumps as well. Um, Star Wars, obviously, and there's just so much like license. Funko, they have so much freedom as a company because they can put literally any character out, which is kind of insane. Because there's so much like media out there, and it's kind of insane that they have all these licenses, right? So if you're into, I don't know, Barbie or whatever, there's like freaking not thousands, but there's a lot of the Barbie pops. I tried to get the, I wish that, um, how am I trying to say this? So when Barbie came out, the movie, I loved it, and it's not perfect, obviously. But I wanted to get like a couple of those pops, and sadly, they're really popular, like really hard to get. So that's the reason why I don't have any of those yet. If I can find the two pack, I actually want to get the two pack with them in Los Angeles, where Barbie and Ken are in the skating outfits, and they're like skating or rollerblading down the street. I want that so bad, but it's just hard to find. It's like really hard to find. Regardless, if you love Barbie, there's something for you. If you love like I don't know Transformers, they're like freaking 50 Transformers pops. There's got like legitimately tons of anime. There's like holiday pops. They've got like massive jumbo pops. There's like pops with like vehicles and like glitter pops, and there's so much stuff. It's almost overwhelming how much like how many like things that they have. But yeah, the Ghostbusters were like the first ones that I remember getting, and really loving. A couple of the ones I wish that I kept them because I think I might have sold them. I don't remember because I had my aunt got me two pops that same year, and honestly, I don't like them, but I kind of, if I can find them, I'll show you in a video. I think I did a video a while back showing like why I'm not going to review them. It was like a rant. It was pretty bad, but yeah, those were two Star Wars pops. Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren. They were like golden, almost like Oscar trophy knockoff looking pops. Like they're essentially the characters, but they had like golden shine on them, and I don't like that. It's just kind of weird. Um, but I'm not gonna knock the fact like my aunt is awesome. I feel like they don't match my other pops, but if I can find them, I'll probably keep them. I just don't know where they are, but I might have put them in the garage. I don't know, but yeah, if I can find them, I'll let you know. Probably do a video on them. I know I said I wouldn't, but might as well. But yeah, those were like the first six pops that I got, and I didn't buy them. I got them as gifts, and I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I love a laundry list of franchises, so it's kind of dangerous for my wallet and also my room because it's a lot, you can see. But I don't regret it. Pops are actually pretty good price. Like they're fairly good, fairly well priced. I can't speak. But usually they'll run you about 12 to 13 bucks. Sometimes in the case of Glinda, which I just did a video on and it's coming out, I got her at a theater. The reason why I got her is because I love her character, and also just because I like Ariana Grande a lot. And it's like the only one of the only like pops of her. Regardless, you don't care about that. What I mean is she was at the theater. Like some movie theaters actually sell pops. Like when I went to go see Beetlejuice, which I really freaking liked. I had a blast with that movie. Um, I saw it at a theater that was a long ways away, and they actually were selling some of the Beetlejuice pops. I think they had some from the first, and then they obviously had from the second. And you know, just depending on the theater you go to, usually the theater it will be like a big theater, like AMC. It's usually AMC sells Funko Pops, but yeah, they've been honestly keeping up really well with a lot of these pops. And yeah, it was kind of my first time seeing pops being sold at a theater. I don't know, it's just my first time seeing that. So yeah, uh, so I went and I picked Glinda up because I really wanted her. She was on my list, and I'm glad she was there. Unfortunately, she was a little bit more pricey because she was at a movie theater, which everything there is kind of expensive, but that's fair. It's just how things are. So she was like 1587, which I'm like, you know what? I'm here. She's here. It just kind of worked out. Like, of course, I didn't intend to buy a pop there. It just happened to be I was standing in line and they had this new section of pops and it was just full of them. And I'm like, wait, they got all the Wicked pops. That must mean Glinda's there. And she was. That was like one of the last ones too, because she's all the Wicked pops are so hard to find. Like they're just sold out everywhere, which is fair because the movie was sold out everywhere. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I just found it interesting that theaters sell Funko Pops. I just find it curious, and yeah, I'm really happy to have her, for sure. She's a great addition to the collection, and yeah, I just happened to work out. Also, I love Sonic 3. That's what I was seeing. Uh, I will do movie reviews. I promise more. I'm just trying to figure out the format. If I want to go like video essay or normal review, I don't know. But yeah, something that I do want to bring up is I find it curious that Glinda is the first Ariana pop. I just find it really bizarre that a lot of these singers don't have a pop, like The Weeknd or Harry Styles or like a lot of the modern singers. I know Britney Spears has a couple pops. I know that Michael Jackson's got a couple, and Prince has some. Um, and there's just I just find it bizarre. Like, why do we not have an Imagine Dragons pop set? That would be sick. Imagine those four guys in one box, dude. I want that. I need that because I Imagine Dragons is my favorite band. Although I have a lot of favorite singers, but they're my favorite band. They've been for a long time, but I want an Imagine Dragons pop. Come on, just Jan Reynolds, someone. But yeah, I love a lot of singers. Like I would love. Why is there no Dua Lipa Funko Pop? How is that not a thing? Like no Justin Timberlake, like, bro. No Bruno Mars. What is going on? I'm guessing it's probably the licensing because they have Funko has to pay stores to sell their um figures, and also they have to pay the companies to get the brand. So, for example, Star Wars has been going on for years, and of course, Funko has been partnering with them forever. So they have to pay Lucasfilm and Disney to keep the Star Wars like brand. So that's something that they have to do. And I'm guessing with singers and artists, it's a lot difficult or a lot more difficult because they are independent. So if you wanted to a weekend pop, they would probably have to reach out to his team or him and make an agreement, right? So it kind of makes sense. It's a little bit of a bummer. Like I know Ed Sheeran's got a pop. I know that Avril Lavigne's got a few. So I would like to see more pop singers as pops, and I would buy some of them. Is what I mean. Funko, you need to do that. Then you'll get more money, right? But anyway, I just find that curious. I would like to see a Funko Pop singers line or artists or pop star line. I just think it would be really dope because I'm a big fan of pop music specifically. And Maroon 5 pop, like set, like bro, that would be sick. But I don't see it happening, sadly. Um, it's just not. I guess it's just hard for Funko to keep up with a lot of these agreements, which is fair. Um, Same thing with actors. I would love to see a Jim Carrey pop. I would love to have one. I'd love to have maybe a Harrison Ford. Um, but it's just not something I see happening. Um, it's just something that I would like to see from them. But yeah, it's just something that I thought of, and I would like to see more pop singers as pops. But you know, it is what it is, and yeah, I just found that interesting. But essentially, I'm not one of these guys that goes out and buys everything. I only buy specific pops, like very specific characters. Like if I like the pop figure and if I like the character enough, I'm probably going to pull the trigger. That's what I did with the crow. You can see him right below Glinda. I picked the funny story with the crow. I I saw it a couple years back and it was freaking awesome movie. And I was thinking I would like to get a pop of him. And for the last like year and a half, I there's an antique mall where I get some of my pops. Like I got Supergirl there. I got Ghostface there. Uh I'm trying to think. Um Indiana Jones. No, actually no, Indiana Jones was a gift. But yeah, I've gotten a few there. Kylo Ren, maybe. Whatever. Anyway, I've gotten a few there, and it's a big mall. It's like humongous antique place. It's amazing, and it's not too far from where we live. It's about like 25 minutes ish. Like it depends on how late the traffic is, but that's a big pop place. I think that's like the second biggest pop like seller location. I guess if that makes any sense. They got just so much stuff. And the crow was there, and I keep going. It's like this funny gag. I every time I go to that mall, I always say, "Oh, I'm gonna pick up the crow today," and I never do. And it's just weird. Like I don't know what happened. Like it's just an awesome figure, and he's not too expensive. He wasn't too much. He was like um $12. So it's a different version of him where he's like on fire. I'm gonna have a review for him soon, but yeah, he's great. I just kept like putting it off. I don't know why, but yeah, that's where I got Supergirl as well. Newer ones. But yeah, I found him. I'm finally like, you know what? We're here. Let's do it. Let's finally freaking get this pop. And it's not disappointing. It's amazing. Just the design of him and such a cool pop. But yeah, I'm finally glad I picked him up. There's another version of him where he's got the trench coat. I think that one's really dope. I don't think it's nearly as cool. I think it's a little bit um, lacking, but just my opinion. If I go there again, I'll probably get Mother Gothel. I almost did. I kept going back and forth, because I love Tangled. Everyone knows at this point. But they don't have very many Tangled pops. Like it's really sad. There's like there's like four Rapunzels. There's only one Flynn. Like, bro, what? How's only one Flynn Rider? And it's not even it's him like looking at his wanted poster, and it was an exclusive for some stupid Comic-Con. Like, what? I don't know. Okay? I don't know. Anyway, I've got a couple Rapunzels. Um because I love her, and I'm not ashamed to say that. But yeah, I Mother Gothel, I'll probably get her. Probably. That's probably the one that I almost got her, but I'm like 3 pops. I usually like to get pops in like two at a time. That's like I don't know, cause like it's a little bit expensive if you go over that. But yeah, I actually kind of regret getting that Supergirl. Not the copy that I got. I think I got the wrong one. But if I can go back and if it's still there, I'll probably do that and switch it out just because of the quality. But anyway, um, I love that mall. That's like the best mall ever. But also, I think the best pop like place to get them in my experience is actually Video Game World, which I haven't been to in a long time. I don't know why. I love going there. And that's where I get some of my other older ones. Like I got Deadshot there with the mask, and I also got the Rapunzel. I got Mandalorian, the first Mandalorian pop that they did, and Boba Fett, Mysterio, and I think that's it. Um, yeah, I want to get a couple more there, but it's just like I don't know why I don't go there as much. But yeah, they have legitimately like 3 shelves full of like hundreds of pops, like over probably over 200, and it's all in the back section. I got to do a video on that section cuz on that store cuz the store is awesome. I just haven't been there in a while, but that just means if I go there again, then maybe I'll find some really good ones. One pop that I really want is Lady Deadpool. Not the new one, it's actually the old one. It's just hard to find her. But yeah, I'd like to do a vlog of that store because it's just so dope. It's such an awesome store. And yeah, a video game place, you wouldn't expect them to have a lot of Funko Pops, but they do. They have like not thousands, hundreds of them. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. There's a lot of stuff there. It's also even video game like cabinets are back there too. Like it's really noisy back there, but it's really cool. And yeah, I would love to show you guys that store. It's really cool. And speaking of us like games shops, my local GameStop is killer when it comes to the Funko Pops. They have been, for some reason, they've been like upping their stock. They get like stock every week or so. I like to pop in and see what they got. The last one I got from them was Buffy Summers. Um, I think so. I think that was the last one. Either that or Boba Fett. It was one of them. Um, because yeah, they got a lot of stuff. They got lots of cool stuff, and they got lots of good stock. They got lots of Spider-Man pops, lots of like anime, lots of Star Wars, lots of holiday Deadpool. They got like a really cool Ghost of Christmas one, and they got a lots of stock. And it's actually really impressive compared to Target, which is laughably bad when it comes to the pops. Like it's just terrible. Like my Target in particular is bad when it comes to the pop selection. It's just trash. It's just like no one organized them. They're just falling off and like shoved in the section. It's so bad. It's just terrible. Like no one organizes them. They're just shoved in the corner, and it's really embarrassing. But usually Target is kind of good about putting them out, but not now. Yeah, don't go there. It's bad. And yeah, um, I'm a big fan of the pop design. Let's shift to that. I like one nitpick. I think this is my biggest nitpick with Funko Pop design is they don't like their eyes are always black. I feel like they could have maybe like some like a lot of the pops that I have are they have masks on, and I think that kind of helps translate the design. And one big nitpick I'll have to actually this is kind of more of an issue with the Iron Man Funko Pops. My big issue, the reason I don't have an Iron Man pop is because I would love to get one based off of Iron Man 1, which is the Mark III, the most iconic, in my opinion, the most amazing suit that they've designed, movie wise. And also the Avengers Mark 7 with the silver, just fantastic. It aged perfectly. Like, it's just awesome to look at. Regardless, I would love to get one based on either of those films. But the reason I don't have one is because they haven't updated so pretty much it's hard to explain. So Spider-Man right here, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man from No Way Home, he's got the triangle eyes. He's got the sharp eyes from the films. That's the one of the big reasons I got him was because he looks exactly like the movie. He looks like the movie design. But with Iron Man, they don't Funko hasn't changed his eye like design. So the rest of his suit is great looking, but his eyes are not like the film design. They are not rectangles, they're circles. They're regular Funko eyes with the white. Like it doesn't work for me. Like out of the Iron Man pops, I don't like the eye design. It just doesn't match his suit. It doesn't match his helmet. Like that one thing. I don't know. It just bothers me. But all the Iron Man pops have this issue. I guess because they're like it just doesn't make sense. Like why put the eyes on Spider Man like the movie and then you don't have them for Iron Man? Just it just makes the Iron Man pops look dumb. It makes them look childish. I can't. I don't know. Like if they just change the eye design, it would make it so much more better. But I don't know. I mean, I don't work at Funko, okay? It's their issue. It's their call. So, the day that they redesign Iron Man's eyes, that'll be a happy day for me. But yeah, it's just kind of a nitpick that I have with Iron Man pops in particular. So it's probably just me. It's just me. It's just my issue. But yeah, that's why I don't have an Iron Man. I would love to get an Avengers based Iron Man from the first film, but I don't know. Eh, it is what it is. But yeah, I have a lot of the masked characters like Spider Gwen and Wolverine and Ghostface and Batman and like the Masked Mutant and Deadshot because I like their design in the films and I feel like it's like well not Goosebumps, that's not a movie, but well it is, but not he came from a book, so it's a little bit different, but I like when Funko tries to make it as close as possible to like whatever it is. Like for example, Kylo Ren down here. I actually got a newer Kylo Ren because it's from Force Awakens, which I love that movie so much. And I love the design of Kylo Ren. It's specifically from that movie. So they finally made one that's like from that movie, and it's really accurate. Like it is ridiculously close to what Adam Driver wore in the movie. The actual mask, hood, cloak, the actual suit that he wore for that film. It's perfect looking. I just don't get why they can't do that for Iron Man. It's just a tiny little thing, but anyway, yeah. I have a lot of the masked characters because I feel like it kind of works for Pops. That kind of makes them different. You know, like with the Mandalorian, with his first season, like his first suit from the first few episodes before he changes it. I think that pop in particular is amazing because it's a very unique look for a bounty hunter, and I feel like Mandalorian should have kept this armor. I mean, you can't see it, but it's the original um, armor before he changed it. I feel like it just could have been a better fit for him if he had that armor. But you know what? Yeah, that's I made sure to get that one because it's the my favorite version of him. But you know, some of these I got as gifts, like Indiana Jones. I got him as a gift, which I definitely appreciate because it's from Raiders, which is one of my all-time favorite movies ever. That's like my second favorite like movie ever. Um, so to have him from that movie is awesome. Although I have an issue with him because the beard I feel like is too dark on the pop, whereas on the box it's too light. Well, I think I like the light version better, but yeah, Indy, awesome pop. I've been waiting for an Indiana Jones pop for quite a bit. They finally released one last year, so that was cool. And one pop series that I would love to have is the Pirates of the Caribbean because they have a specific Pirates of the Caribbean line, or they did some years ago. I know they had Captain Barbosa, they had Elizabeth, they had Jack, and they had Davy Jones. Unfortunately, those pops are really expensive. Like I know that Jack is like $30, Elizabeth's like 50 or 60, Davy Jones like 80 or 90. So it's kind of a shame that, the only pirates characters pretty much from the other films, or the first three, are, hard to get. So yeah, I did a video a while back on the Funko Pops that I won't be able to get, and Jack and Elizabeth were pretty high on that list. And I wanted to get the Jack Sparrow that they came out with for the fifth film. Unfortunately, he's also really hard to find. Like in the wild, he's super hard to find. Just because he's Jack Sparrow, it makes sense. I would love to have a Jack Sparrow pop, but it's just he's really expensive. Just because it's Jack. So fair. Speaking of Jack, I actually kind of want to get three of the Nightmare Before Christmas pops at some point. Definitely Oogie Boogie. I don't know which version, because they have one with him with the bugs. Like that is insane. And then they got one with him at the black light where he's like bright green, and then they've got one where he's the regular sack color, like dark tan. There's so many Oogie Boogies. There's like a Valentine's one, but I love to get him. He's one of my favorite Disney villains. Oh, he's so good, and also really traumatizing for his death scene. But yeah, I would love to get Jack, obviously, and Sally at some point. I'll probably get all three of them at the same time if I'm gonna get those. Those are hard to find. So there's so many versions. Maybe the mayor. I might get the mayor because the mayor is dope. Just a weird character, but he's great. Um, yeah, just some of the ones I'd like to get. Another one that I would really like that they haven't done is Count Olaf, specifically from the movie, A Series of Unfortunate Events movie. I love it so much. I love it for a lot of reasons, mainly because it's nostalgic, but I just love the world of them. That was before I read the books. So I only knew Unfortunate Events from that one film. It came out in 2004. It didn't bomb, but it didn't do enough to get a sequel. So if you don't know, there's a lot of great actors in that movie. Specifically, Jim Carrey stands out as Count Olaf because he he's so outrageously goofy, yet he's entirely evil. Like it's hard to explain how much I love this movie. I'm gonna do a review. I'm gonna do several videos in the future on that movie because why not? It's just amazing, and it aged remarkably well. Like if you go back to that only movie, it's not one of many. But before Netflix did the Unfortunate Events, they didn't do it, but there was a movie before that, and it's just overlooked. It's underrated. It's hated. Um, it's just no one talks about it, and it's really sad because without that movie, specifically without Jim Carrey, it wouldn't have led to the series. So yeah, anyway, I like the Netflix series. I love the movie. But what I mean is, I would love to see a Funko Pop of that version of Count Olaf, of Jim Carrey, in the makeup. I want a pop of that. I need it. Give me that, Funko. I want it. Because he's just one of my favorite villains. It's just really like Jim Carrey. I could just do a whole video on Jim Carrey alone. This man has made so many amazing movies and just so many great characters, so many great performances, so many great laughs. He's in Sonic 3. Go support him. Go see it because it's amazing. Simply because of him. He's playing two characters. It's brilliant. Because he's playing Robotnik, he's also playing um Robotnik Senior, and it's so good. The way he slips back into the evil normal Robotnik, and then he's got the old man energy. It's so freaking good. You need to see Sonic. I honestly, I only watch the Sonic movies for Jim Carrey. I'm gonna be straight with you, because he doesn't get a lot of good movies anymore. I feel like. But yeah, love the guy. I would love to just see a Jim Carrey pop, like just him as a pop. I need it. I need some version. Count Olaf, The Mask. Um, I don't know, his Colonel from Kick-Ass 2. like there's so many characters like Mr. Popper, um, anyone, any of Jim. I don't think there's even a Jim Carrey pop. There might be. I think Dumb and Dumber might have a Lloyd Christmas, maybe. Pretty sure. But regardless, I would love to see a Jim Carrey pop be made. Again, I don't see it happening because of the licensing thing or whatever, but just something I would like to see. I would have loved to see any of the series of unfortunate events pops from. I don't know if they did the show, any of the show characters, um, or the. I definitely know that they didn't do any movie characters, but I would love to see any of those. Sadly, I don't see it happening just because it's, again, they have to pay either Paramount or Netflix to use the rights. So it makes sense that there's not any. Something that I find surprising is the Fall Guy came out this year, and it's an amazing movie, my favorite of the year. And I was waiting for the pops to come out, and there was none. Like, bruh, what? How is there no pops for this? Um, because like Ryan Gosling already had a pop with the Ken. I wish I could get the Ken. He's just hard to find, but I would like to see him or Emily Blunt, um, as a pop. But I don't know. It's just something that didn't happen. It's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, going back to my collection, it's not that impressive. Like, I mean, I guess it is kind of, but it's not like other people's collections where it's just rows and shelves and shelves. I don't want to do that. I just want to get specific pops. Like, I don't care to get tons and tons and tons. I just don't like doing that. And I do that with all of my stuff that I collect, like CDs. I don't get like tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of them. I don't get like all the albums of every artist. Although I have done that for a few artists. Ariana Grande definitely, because I'm going back through her catalog and just realizing how many great stuff she has done. But I'm not gonna get like every single version one of hers. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Same with Imagine Dragons. I've got all their work, but I'm not going to go back and get like every single, limited release or whatever. I'm not like that. And same thing with Lego as well. I don't get every single set. That's just ridiculous. I don't like, it's just a lot. Like, why would anyone do that? You have the amount of space that you have. I just don't see, like, I don't see value in that. So I get specific Lego sets, I get specific albums, I get specific pops. That's just how I do it. And also specific movies as well. And I'm probably going to be limiting my physical movies to just my favorites of all. Like my top 25 or so movies, probably I'll have those physically, like with the cases, and everything else will just be in one other case. But I'm just explaining it in case someone like is curious. Um, but yeah, I've loved collecting them. I have a lot of the ones that I've been wanting for a long time, like Toby's Spider Man. That's one that I needed to have. As soon as I saw that they were coming out with it, I made a plan immediately. I had to buy it online because he was so hard to find. And, you know, um, I really loved Zurg and Lightyear, so I had to get his pop. It's just an amazing, like, design of a pop. I know they've done a Zerg before, but that one's kind of trash compared to this one. um, and I got some of these as gifts, like Sora from Kingdom Hearts. I got that as a gift. Um, and Harley Quinn I got as a gift. Same with Gamora and Doctor Strange. Just some of the ones that I didn't buy. Um, but yeah, I did want to mention. I think I mentioned this in the reviews for them, but the Tron and Sark from the first Tron, I would love to see Tron Legacy pops, bro. That'd be so fire. Um, but I got those actually at a Comic Con. They just happened to be there, and I happened to have money there, so yeah, they came home with me. I like those pops. Those reviews are some of the first Funko Pop reviews that I did. If I remember, just because there were some of the ones that I had at the time. Just some of the ones that I had. Oh yeah, I also got the Deadpool as Bob Ross. That was a Christmas gift. That's a great pop. Um, so yeah. Um, I don't know how many more I'll get at this point. I was limiting it to like 3 or 4 more, but now I changed it so um maybe I don't know. Cuz I tried to put the stack higher than this and it almost crashed down, so that was not a good idea. But yeah, Lady Deadpool, if they ever do a Count Olaf, that's for sure a buy. Um just I don't know. Just certain characters that I find appealing, like Deadpool, I know I definitely needed to get him. He just happened to be at GameStop. Like I actually got the last one, and I got Wolverine at the same time. That was a really cool day. That really worked out for me. um, and yeah, Kate Bishop, Haley Steinfeld. Why again? Why don't we have a Haley Steinfeld pop like of her? Because I love her. She's great. Just a great person. I would love to meet her for sure. A lot of the people that I mentioned, I would love to meet. Unfortunately, it's a little bit hard to meet people these days, but it'd be cool for sure. And I'm a big fan of Tim Burton's Batman. So technically, this is Michael Keaton Batman. It's just not from the Burton verse. It's from The Flash because that was the only um, one that they had at the time. I actually like the fact that he's older in this. I like that his pose is dope, and in the movie he's just phenomenal. Just a great like a great return for his Batman. But yeah, if I had to have any Batman, it's Keaton. He's on the shelf. So yeah, I like the older version. I think it's a really cool look for him. Maybe in the future I'll get the 1989 one of him, but I'm good for now. Had to get Marion because she's amazing from Raiders of the Lost Ark and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And I find it weird. I don't think Kingdom of the Crystal Skull had any pops, which I find that really sad. Actually, a lot of the Indiana Jones movies didn't have pops before last year, so yeah. Um, I stumbled across Captain Marvel last Christmas, and I like that one a lot. That pose is dope. The suit is growing on me. I don't love the suit for her in that movie. I like it. I like her suit in the earlier scenes, not that suit, but the pose was so dope. I couldn't resist that one. But yeah, the ghost face is amazing. The fact that they finally updated the ghost face. There was a long period of time where the ghost face that they made was like one of the old Funko Pop designs where it was like just like it was the standard Funko Pop like pose and it didn't look that great. So I was waiting for Pop Funko to update the ghost face and they finally did last year. So that was dope. There's like a blood-stained version, which is freaking awesome. And they've got one that's glow in the dark. Like, oh, it's so good. I'd like to see some Scream specific pops, but I don't see that happening because they had to pay the rights to get the ghost face redesigned anyway. So, it is what it is. Um, I just realized I have two Haley Steinfeld pops. It's Spider Gwen and Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop's from the Hawkeye show, which I think is the best Disney show, one of my favorites on Disney Plus. It's like a holiday kind of crime thriller. It's so good. I need to rewatch it actually because it's a Christmas show. So it's a great little show. She carries it. Like Jeremy Renner is great, but she carries that show. So great. Um, if you haven't seen Hawkeye, you should probably do it because it's really cool. Um, it has a cool vibe to it. So I got her with the pizza dog because I think it's really nice. And the Spider Gwen just happened to be like one day I was in GameStop and they just had her there, and yeah, I really like Spider Gwen. I kind of wish that the Spider Verse movies were just about her. Like I kind of wish that she was the focus instead of Miles. I like Miles a lot, but I feel like Gwen is a better character, just in my opinion. Um, because Haley, I just feel like she brings a, I don't know. I just feel like she was a little bit of a cooler character, but yeah, I got her. Um, you probably don't know who that is. Shin Hati. I did a review for her. I forgot the actress's name. But she is from Ahsoka. I still need to finish Ahsoka. I keep saying I'm gonna do it, but um, she's like a dark warrior. I was gonna say dark Jedi, but she's not. She's a Sith, I guess. I don't know. She is the breakout character for me in that show. I actually really watched the show for her, not Ahsoka. Ahsoka's great, but I just feel like she is just an interesting new original character. I just feel like it's something new for a woman for Star Wars. I don't know. I just feel like she's like really dope. Um, and yeah, I picked her up. Sadly, her box is a little bit damaged, but who cares about that? And yeah, I picked up a Ray. I think I did a review for Ray. I did reviews for most of these. I just like talking about them. Just why not? And I got a Ray based on Force Awakens because once again, love that movie, and I love Ray specifically in that film. Like Daisy Ridley just is brilliant in that first one. That's like her first big acting role too, so that was kind of pretty cool. And she's very good looking, obviously, but I feel like her character is really well written, specifically in that one. The other two, eh. Last Jedi, eh. Um, I don't really want to talk about Last Jedi and also Rise of Skywalker. There's some great things in them, but they're not good in my opinion. Force Awakens is good. So it's always been good in my opinion. So yeah, I got that one from, I think this is from the end of the movie where they're battling in the Star Killer, her and Kylo. That's my dad, by the way. If you're like rumbling, um, but yeah, that's a great pop. She just happened to be at the place I was at, so that was really nice that she was there. Um, yeah, I talked about most of them. I haven't reviewed Gamora yet. I don't know why. I just haven't. Same with Doctor Strange. Some of these I haven't reviewed. I don't know why. I just laziness, I guess. But yeah, I'm trying to get a Funko Pop review every Friday. Um, yeah, She-Ra is definitely one of my, like, she's like one of my top favorites. Just the design is knocked out of the park. Like she looks like the animated, like great character, and also she looks like the toy, like the figure, which I think it's a really cool fusion of like the toy and also the animated icon. I just think it's really awesome, and I want to get a He-Man. I almost got a He-Man when I got her. I put him back because I figured I'll probably get him another time, and it's been like what, a year and a half, and then yeah, He Man's hard to find, unfortunately. So yeah, but yeah, if I can get a He Man, I definitely Skeletor for sure. I gotta figure out a Skeletor because there's so many. There's like a Terror Claws. There's one where he's like massive. There's one where he's with Snake Mountain. Um, Skeletor, if you don't know, is like my favorite villain ever. Like he just, I kind of want to get into it. I don't want to get into it, but he is just deliciously evil, especially in season one where he's like a sociopath. I mean, like in the '80s He-Man show, which is the best version in my opinion. It aged really well. There's lots of morals. The action's great. The stories are really unique, in my opinion. And it is older, of course, but I think it's aged pretty well. I mean, not perfectly. And same with She-Ra, the show, Princess of Power, not the new one, but yeah, I'd love to have He-Man and Skeletor. I'm thinking about the Sorceress as a pop. She's an amazing character, from the same show. Probably will get her at some point. I've gotten a lot of female pops in the last few, months, just because I want to have like a equal footing of like pops. I don't know. I feel like it's, cool when to have like a lot of guys and girls. I don't know. That's just something I find interesting. This guy is from Fortnite. The the only reason I have a Fortnite pop is because it's a knight. That's the only reason, is because he's so cool looking. And I only got him for $5, so that's not bad. The only bad thing is his box is pretty beat up. Like it doesn't look like it, but if you take the pop off, and it's like you look at the box, it's pretty jacked up. But who cares? It doesn't really matter. Um, yeah, I like a lot of these. I do have like three Boba Fett's. The only reason is because I thought that um, I liked the It's kind of weird. I have like a weird obsession with Boba Fett. Like I have a lot of weird obsessions with a lot of stuff, but I got the newest Boba Fett that you'll see on the channel. That's my favorite. I don't know if I'll get rid of the other two. Probably not at this point, but yeah, I've got some repeats. Like I got it two Ghost Faces. Long story. The box was scratched, so I got another one. It's not that exciting. I have two Rapunzels. I actually want to get another Rapunzel at some point. I want to get the one where she's like kind of dancing in the street and it's got like her long braid. I would love to get that one. Again, it's hard to find, so whatever. Um, yeah, I got Buffy because that was the only one that they had of her. That I did some research. They have some other Buffy Summers, um, but they're really expensive. You'll notice a trend. A lot of these older pops are very expensive because that was the only one that they did at the time. I definitely like Funko Pops now. Like just the way that they're designed now is so much better because they have specific poses, nice texturing, good detail, nice feel, good paint. But whereas the older pops look pretty bad. Like if you look at the old Funko Pop designs, they're pretty much trash across the board. Like the first Ghost Face is pretty terrible. Like looking at it now compared to this one, but it is what it is. I did get a holiday pop, the Supergirl one. I did do a review. I think she's lovely. I think I got the wrong like copy. So yeah, I'd say my top five of all of these. I mean, again, it's not too many pops, not compared to other people, but I like a smaller collection. It's more like a cozy, like pop family, I think, because they're all misfits and random characters. But yeah, I'd say my top favorites right now, because of recency bias, Glinda, Attack of the Mutant, She-Ra. She-Ra's always on the list. I'm gonna put Deadpool and Wolverine in the same one because they're so intertwined at this point. And probably Indiana Jones? Like just in terms of recency, um, ish. The Crow's pretty badass. Actually, John Wick, they're so good. I'm a big fan of the ones that I've collected. And yeah, I don't intend to get like a ton more. Not really. Like if I had to give you a number of how many more that I would like to get, it's probably around 10 ish. Like if I'm just focusing on specific ones, that 9 or 10. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. Like in comparison to other YouTubers. But yeah, I love reviewing them. That's one of my favorite things to do. It's like talk about products, I guess. It's kind of overdone at this point, but I like doing it. Um, I really enjoy it, and yeah, I do have quite a few Funko videos. Um, Actually, maybe in the future I might have some guests on, and maybe we can do a little bit of a discussion there. Because I think there's something to be had. Because I know there's a lot of people that hate Funkos, and some people that love them. I'm one of the people that loves them. Honestly, I just like the Funko Pop vinyl figures and the bobbleheads. I don't really care for a lot of the other lines that they do. Not that they're bad. I just don't care enough to buy any of them. Like I don't really pay attention to that those other themes. But yeah, if I get any new ones, you'll know. And I think I talked about pretty much all the ones. I think I might get a new Doctor Strange because the pop box that I got was pretty. It's pretty beat up. Now that I'm looking at it, but yeah, I'll review all of these soon. I just laziness is what it is. But yeah, I was gonna say maybe in the future I might sell some of these, probably like just some duplicates or whatever. But yeah, I think I talked for a long time. I think I talked for long enough. I hope I didn't bore any of you like with the rambling. I just go on rambly little tangents, but it's what it is. I'm trying to keep it as real as I can. I don't want to, edit these yet, but I don't go off a script, so you know, it's fine. I think that would be like pretty stressful, but that's just me. But yeah, um, I'm grateful for all these pops. Like it's kind of a fun journey, going to the stores and having a little story for each of them, and I'm proud of a lot of them. I kind of organize them based off of like when I got them. So, you know, for example, all the newer ones are right here, like on this stack. But I like to keep them in like the order that I get them in, but it's kind of doesn't really matter. Um, and I'm one of the people that actually displays the pops from the side of the box. So like this, where you can see the character, but you can't see the actual figure. But I just think the artwork is too nice not to show. Um, in my opinion, I just think it's a different, kind of display. And right now, this works. This works. So yeah. Um, and if I do a room tour, I'm probably gonna do a room tour next summer. You'll definitely see either more or less of the pops. So yeah, I just thought I'd do one because I figured why not? I just felt like doing a new pop like video, like a podcast. By the way, the podcast I'm gonna try to get one out every week or so, every other week, because I like talking to you, and I kind of wish I would get more comments. That's a big complaint with my channel. I wish people would comment more. I guess because I don't say to do it, but I just wish I would get more folks to comment. But this is what it is. Uh, yeah, Funko Pops. Do you like them? Do you hate them? I know that there's some people that really don't like them. They're like, "Oh, these are trash." It's fair, okay? It's an opinion. I collect certain ones. I don't get all the pops. If you want that, go to Top Pops. He gets everything, like legitimately every wave, which is kind of impressive. The guy is pretty popular, I will say. He has good videos too. His are great. Um, in the future I might do a more vlogs. I'm thinking about doing a vlog for Barnes and Noble because I love that store, and I figured why not. So I might do that. Might do like a theater vlog or something like that in the future. I might switch it up. Um, but yeah, that's about it. I know it's went a little bit long, but it's I just wanted to talk for a bit. While I love pops, I just like the designs. I like the collectability. I like that you can pretty much have every character that you want, and I like when they have a lot of accuracy. And I think I have a decent collection. It's not, you know, it's my own collection, so I think it's fair. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Do you like them? Do you not? And what is your favorite Funko Pop like that you have, or one that you really want, or one that you think needs to be made, like a Count Olaf? I'm just gonna keep pushing that in every video. We need one. Where is it? Come on, let's get on that. But yeah, uh, Anna, welcome in. Unfortunately, you're coming kind of at a late time. I'm actually about to end it, but I appreciate you stopping by. And yeah, if I can collab with Sarah, I will. I just have to find some way to do that. But yeah, thank you. Merry Christmas. Oh yeah, this is Christmas Eve. I almost forgot to mention that. This is a Christmas Eve, like as I'm filming this, and tomorrow's Christmas, obviously. So I hope you have a great. Hope everyone has a lovely, Christmas, obviously. And of course, I'll be doing a haul and video, obviously, to follow that. So that's kind of a tradition at this point. And I promise next year more edited stuff. I promise. I just have to get on it. But yeah, that's it. Funko Pops, what are your thoughts? Leave them below. No, really, leave a comment. I genuinely am curious to see what you think. And hopefully you enjoy rewatching this. And yeah, thank you for your support. I'll see you in the next video. I'll see you in the next podcast episode. And Merry Christmas. Have a great day.